Good morning, everyone. So this is bringing our meditation series, our Lent meditation series, to a close. It has been fantastic to be with you all these weeks, every morning. It's been very powerful for me, and I'm so happy that it's been powerful for you as well. And just a reminder before we begin this morning's meditation and reflection that while we're ending, this is our last morning meditation, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., we are doing a deep contemplative dive around 7 themes associated with the Last Supper leading to the crucifixion of Jesus. These are universal themes that we can all relate to. And then on Good Friday at 3 p.m., on Good Friday at 3 p.m., we will have another deep contemplative dive. And I'll be taking the 7 words recorded as being uttered on the cross as the entry point, as the gateway for our meditation. And I have been working with one of our Essence Tribe community members, Scott Lawler in Texas. He has composed tracks to underlay the periods of reflection, words, and meditation. There will be a time for everyone to contribute as well. So it will be a very simple pattern of meditation, contemplative dive, sacred silence, and then sharing a word. And we'll do that pattern 7 times through. It should be very powerful. I hope you can join us. Again, it's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And on Friday, it's at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. This is our last 7 a.m. meditation, at least for 2021, right? So it really seemed appropriate to end these meditations with a time for us to be an agent for change through the power of presence when it comes to the limitations of our institutions and our ideologies. I wrote that poem. It wasn't in response to the election. It just happened. It came up within me after the election in 2016. So it wasn't towards or against. It wasn't directed to an individual or about an individual or about a result or an outcome. But what was stirred in me was the deep collective consciousness and unconsciousness. The ways that we as a humanity and as part of humanity as individuals are still awakening. That there is dark not in the form of bad, but dark in the form of ignorance. That there is this darkness within us still. That as an individual and as a collective, we have not come to the place where consciousness is fully embodied in a self-reflective, aware state. I'm a big believer that God will be all in all, and the process of God being all in all is the becoming aspect of our nature, of the essence of that in time, that it's paradoxically fully here and fully becoming. And even as we hear that, and perhaps it resonates, maybe it doesn't with you, but even as we assent to notions similar to this, we are not above the process or outside the process or the fullness of it while it's still in process. We are part of the process. That dark, that ignorance still exists within us because we exist in a humanity that still holds consciousness that is self-limiting and destructive all around. On every side, wherever there are sides, there is ignorance. Whether it's politics, whether it's society, whether it's religious beliefs, whether it's bias and prejudice, whether it is notions of what it means to be enlightened. I think our whole enlightenment path ideologies are some of the biggest divisive points in our consciousness. So holding that, it's not a place to feel weighted or blame or guilt. It's a place to recognize that that's where we come together. We come together on the point that we are consciousness in form coming into the full embodiment of that freedom. We meet on common ground. And our work, if you will, is the work of being dismantled or dismantling all the false forms of security, all of the ways we stop short at the ideology instead of seeing that that too must be destroyed. It is only a stepping stone. It is the way that we protect and defend institutions from a place of ego, from a place of an unhelpful obedience to what we claim is authority. Consciousness is embodied as we become free and wild. And that's not a disassociation from our structures. It's going right into the heart. It's going right into the very center of all of humanity. It's the courageous warrior willing to be broken open again and again and again. And to discover a union where we can say, I understand. Because the limitation of humanity vibrates right within my own being. But there is within me a consciousness coming into an awakening that is there to dissolve that fear. There is the love that dissolves the fear. So this morning we're going to utilize a very simple chant. Some of you may be familiar with it. Others may be familiar that I have used this at other times. But it's simply 4 words, if you will, just a few syllables. It is the universal mantra for peace and happiness for all beings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And it's a prayer. It's an utterance. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may the thoughts and words and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all, including myself. We're going to tone it with this cadence. It's got a twofold part. It sounds like this. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Let's try that together. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. And if you're slow to get it a little bit, you'll pick it up. I have a candle lit, and this is lit for that very intention. So I invite you to close your eyes and bring your awareness to yourself, where you sit in this moment, where you are in your inner state, how your heart and mind and body feel. And now bring your awareness to your own family, to your bloodline, those alive, those past. And in a very generous and general way, hold them all and wish for them peace and happiness. And we chant, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. We hold a sacred silence for your family. Now bring to your awareness all constellations of groups that you are a part of. Work, pleasure, inspiration, all relationships, ones that are whole and pleasing, ones that are challenging. May all individuals in all of these constellations be happy and free. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And we hold a sacred silence for all of these individuals. Now bring to your awareness the constellations that we call towns, townships, and cities, and counties, communities all around the world. And allow to move forward from you the prayer that every individual and every entity may know happiness and freedom. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. We hold a sacred silence that all of these entities may awaken into states of wholeness and freedom. And now we bring our awareness to our states and our countries and our continents, to the structures that make them function, to the individuals that are a part of them. We especially hold with attentiveness the use of power and influence, and the prayer that the power will be at the service of the highest good of all. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And we hold a sacred silence where the power of the infinite finds the freedom to move within our being and move within all creation. Bring your awareness to all organizations all religious traditions and spirituality paths, all for-profit businesses, institutions related to money, nonprofits devoted to noble causes. And together, let us lament the way our organizations fall short of the true reason they exist. And solemnly, let us take responsibility now by offering to be a channel of freedom and love for every individual in each of those organizations. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And lastly, bring your awareness to the many different dimensions in the created world and universe beyond that we are a part of. Recognizing that the divine is groaning to be birthed anew into all facets of creation, of which we are a part. We chant one last time for this liberation to happen. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And we hold a sacred silence, because in that silence we discover that we are held and embraced and loved and willed into existence. And with that, we bring this morning's meditation to a close. Become aware that you are in a group, that this group continues to grow in the inspiration with which it was founded, and that is the freedom to explore truth and to become love. And in that, let a smile come within your whole body and open your eyes. Blessings, my friends.